Hi everyone, this is Charlie Veitch. It's the 5th of January 2012. I just want to come along and wish you all a very happy new year, and let's see what happens in this big prophesied year, this Mayan end of calendar 2012, as the world ratchets up to an attack on Syria and Iran, as the lying and murdering governments of the world carry on lying and murdering. I just want to make a regular talk to camera video just to clarify a few points. I've had a lot of problems with, people since I went on a BBC documentary in June last year. And I've had time to reflect. It's been now 6 months. And there's things that I agree with the critics, and there's things that I disagree with the critics about. So I'll start off by mentioning the points that I agree with the critics about. First of all, the BBC is a statist corporation. They are attached to the British establishment. All the people that work for the BBC are privileged and are not subject to the forces of the free market. In Britain, they force people, if people are scared of these things, to pay a TV license, which I strongly advise anyone living in the UK to ignore. And because they force people on threat of punishment to pay a TV license, the BBC is an immoral and privileged and elitist organisation. And I should have maybe thought a bit more clearly as to whether I accept a fantastic trip to New York from such an organization, because all it did was dilute my anarchist message. So I agree with that. Another point I agree, I should maybe have been a bit more sensitive in coming out and saying I don't think it's an inside job. After 6 months of reflection, I think it's clear to anyone with an intelligent brain that 9/11 was most definitely an inside job. And allow me to explain before you all fall off your chairs and think that I'm jumping back and forth. The American, British and Israeli governments have acted rather evilly and rather nastily to Arab countries. They've overthrown leaders, they've installed dictators, they've bombed the absolute fuck out of the Palestinian territories, they've murdered men, women and children as if they're cannon fodder. And we're now seeing Libya's been fucked over, Syria's going to get fucked over, and Iran's going to get fucked over. So the way 9/11 was an inside job is that the Americans, Israelis, and British, and any of their little fucking supporters in France or Germany, fully encourage Islamists to get really wound up. I mean, the best way to get someone to commit a terrorist act is to kill their children. So 9/11 was fully an inside job by the corporate governmental world of the West. There, I said it. It was an inside job. But from my on-the-ground studies in New York and in Pennsylvania and in Washington, D.C., the one thing I maybe disagree with many of my viewers is that I did not see any evidence of controlled demolition. So it wasn't an inside job in that they planted bombs in the building. There's no evidence of that. And if you can find me evidence rather than just a YouTube video where you're pointing at some smoke and saying, "See, it's a bomb, it's a fucking bomb," then I'd like to see it. And we all know that on an ideological level, Russia, China or Iran, they would happily present evidence, if there was indeed evidence that this was a CIA or Mossad plot. Unfortunately, if we are to be forensic scientists, we can't just speculate and destroy our message. But one thing I do agree on is that 9/11 was most definitely the result of governmental policies, not just in my country, but in America as well. I've been thinking a lot about what liberty means, what freedom means, and what morality means in the last few months. And as you've probably noticed, I've wavered in this kind of duality thing between, understanding the elites in government and one moment hating them and then one moment having absolute peace and love for everyone. But the inescapable truth, the inescapable thing which is hitting us all on the back of the head is that all governments are immoral. All governments, much like their kind of mirror, organized religion, are there to control the minds of people, to take money from people, to steal from people, and to tell people what to do. I saw a video that someone had posted, a very short clip by Ayn Rand, who wrote Atlas Shrugged and The Fountainhead. And I know many of you might not be fans of libertarian principles, you might not be fans of the right-wing capitalist people, but she explained so clearly her non-aggression principle. And governments absolutely fail the moral test because they initiate violence against people for not giving them money, for not obeying them when they want to smoke marijuana or cannabis, for soldiers who suddenly develop a brain and a soul. They get thrown in jail. For Bradley Manning, who has been tortured for the last few years, absolutely raped psychologically for wanting to expose the crimes. These are the actions of crazy people, of immoral people, of people who should not be in charge of anything. And I'm so happy to see that in the Western world, the rates of people that bother to vote are decreasing, and this shows that our message is winning. I also want to reclaim the word anarchy away from the right-wing, government-sponsored media. In Britain anyway, the word anarchy has come to be associated with young thugs smashing up shops, with the summer riots in London and Manchester. The word anarchy actually means no leaders, without leaders. And it's the very people who depend on government, who suck up to government, who show in the media all these different politicians fighting each other. And this goes to the left-wing press as well. My fuck you goes to the Guardian as well for talking about Labour as if it's any solution to conservatism. It's just two sides of the same fucking coin, brainwashing and control. So anarchy needs to be reclaimed. It's a word like queer. You know, queer has been reclaimed by the gay community. And us in the free-thinking community, we need to reclaim the word anarchy because it's probably one of the most beautiful words if you stop and think about it. And I hate to see people describing situations in Somalia or in the summer riots when the police lost control of vast areas of London and Manchester as anarchy. No, those are rebellions, those are risings up. Anarchy is a very old and a very, very beautiful political idea, which if you actually took some time to look into it, you would probably find it quite interesting. There's two types of people in this world. There's those that like to be nice and share and be loving, people who are maybe looking towards infinite possibility, and there's those people who like to fucking control everything. They like to join governments, they like to join corporations, they like to tell other people what to do. You've probably got some of them as friends. Control freaks who just don't have any friendliness in their hearts. And that's what governments are. You know, that's what the media is. That's what anyone with a fevered ego, to quote Bill Hicks, wants to do. And it's time to start taking this world back. And it's no point thinking that we can awaken the public, because from what we see, the public is as asleep as it's always been. What we can do is get those people who are sitting on the fence to come through to our side. But there is this vast majority of people who, because they have been indoctrinated and conditioned by centuries of statism, of religionism, are maybe too far gone. Not that we should lose hope, not that we should treat them as bad people, not that we should treat them the way the governments treat them. No, everyone is valuable. And sorry for keep mentioning Bill Hicks, but he even wrote a book, or they did a book with all his writings, his speeches called Love All the People. And there is nothing more unloving than government, than taxation, than opposition to free market, than opposition to freedom. I mean, if I try and walk down the street in London smoking a cannabis joint, I will have people in uniform torture me by putting handcuffs on me and take away my freedom. And that is so fucked. It's so obvious. It's so in our face that we sometimes forget to see. So I don't want you to be rude to police, but do, if you're out there, remind the police that they are nothing but Roman centurions in modern day uniform, upholding a criminal, an immoral system called government. And I've got nothing against police when they arrest a murderer or when they stop a fight or when they catch a rapist. That's what people are meant to do for each other. We do not need statism to be normal human beings. And the more we have statism, the more people start to only go to government and only go to the police to solve their problems. What the fuck are we? Are we children or are we adults? 2012. I'm going to do a few things this year. I'm going to be making a couple of feature films. There's a film production company in Germany that I've been closely affiliated with, and we're doing a Love Police film. And I'm also going to be doing a film based on my novel that I wrote called The Love of the Mathematicians. It'll be loosely based on that, updated, because I wrote that a few years ago before I even knew anything about spirituality or consciousness or psychology. When I was still a banker, actually, I wrote that. And also, I want you all to subscribe to Stefan Molyneux's channel, Stefbot, and support him in any way. He's a guy who came from an entrepreneurial world and now he's opened himself up to freedom. And like myself, he survives on donations. And a lot of people have been asking me to be very transparent with the donations. So what I'm going to do now, once a month, is publish the exact amounts that I receive in donations, and I think that's only fair. What I'm also going to be doing is supporting the Occupy movement a lot more closely. There's so many conspiracy theories starting to spring up that these are Soros funded, that these are Tavistock Institute or Delphi Technique. And what I see is a bunch of paranoid people attacking a movement which is actually fucking doing something. Occupy Wall Street, Occupy London, Occupy Melbourne. These are people putting themselves out in the front line to be a festering scab upon this machine. So that's all I have to say for now. So stay strong, reclaim the word anarchy, and don't be afraid to stand up for the truth. And the truth is that all governments are immoral and that we need to do something. We don't have very much time. Thank you.